We find ourselves standing in the backyard of a beautiful family in the town of Cobargo. Cobargo was one of the hardest hit zones from the bushfire tragedy that we've experienced over these previous months. As many as 400 homes razed to the ground in ferocious bushfires. And if you look over the shoulder of our two guests that we're going to talk to in just a few moments, you can see a hillside that still is blackened. At our feet, you can see green grass because there's been a recovery since the rains have come. But there's something special. As I look over my shoulder too, there is some playground equipment here that has an amazing story that goes along with it. A beautiful little girl named Jacqueline, who's just 4 years old, prayed a prayer on New Year's Eve as this family was about to evacuate their home because they thought their house was going to be lost. Sharon and Jeff Smedley, welcome along to 2020.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell us about your little girl, Jacqueline. She prayed a prayer on that night and there was something absolutely incredible that happened.
Yeah, it certainly was. Yes, she hopped on the lounge a few days after we got back and said, "Mummy, I prayed that Jesus look after all of my toys and all of my stuff and the house and the pets and, all of her stuff." So we were very shocked to find such a huge answer to prayer when we got here, and the fire had gone around the trampoline and around the playground equipment and around every single toy that she had strewn all over the yard, and none of them were burned.
That is just amazing. Jeff, we've seen the photos, and in those photos we can see where the fire came to along the boundary of your house, around the fence line, and it just didn't come any further. How do you explain this?
I don't know. It just stopped there at the fence. I don't know why. It came right around the house anyway. We did lose a shed with some substantial equipment in it, but we were just couldn't believe that the house survived, considering we didn't do any firefighting.
And no rural fire service was able to come up
we didn't
road.
Run any water pumps
We didn't have
hose
time
down
to do
the
a
house or
proper
anything.
repair.
Yeah, we were going to probably do that first thing in the morning because we were told to evacuate probably the middle of the morning the next day. And
when you were driving up the driveway, having arrived back home after the evacuation, and you saw the house was intact, how were you feeling?
Very grateful to God for protecting our home. Like that's what it appeared to me, to just be 100% God's mercy on us and His protection, and especially when we saw the backyard intact, that literally this whole green area here behind us was still intact. Couldn't believe it, whereas every other part of our property was burned to a crisp.